Hola, people. Welcome back to episode 29 of the Two Brits, One Yank podcast. So today we have a special guest here, Yank Smith.
Miles off it.
Let me grab my mic. I'm back, people. I'm back. In the flesh.
Hell yeah.
In the flesh. The pod is back together. It's been all the way since, June, where we've had an in-person podcast?
4 or 5 months?
Yeah. I mean, we've had some difficulties along the way, obviously with distance. Now Sol's back in Maidstone. We also did have a chance to film a pod together, but unfortunately, this guy over here locked us out of his house.
I needed the footage for the Champions vlog, so...
Exactly. No. I'm saying when he came all the way.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
When
I'm moving 1 minute into pod and I'm really zoned out.
But,
that's crazy.
No, it's good. So I'm the American, Conor Kelly, and then obviously the two Brits here. Introduce yourselves. You might have to reintroduce yourself at this rate.
Yeah.
I am not Ian Murphy. I am the Yank Smith. Now a current player of Maidstone United, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm back.
Crazy.
Hang on, wait. The last time I was on pod was actually live. Was I a Maidstone player?
No, you would have.
Nah,
you had just signed for
We've
that.
just been released, bro.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Damn, you're going to make me feel like that. First episode back and I'm talking about release already. It's crazy.
Frozen his feels.
It was after the States, no? Yeah, it was, because you were still there.
Yeah,
Was it after the States?
So you had just announced
yours?
while we were there that you had signed for Bath.
Yes.
If you remember, there's an infamous story of you deciding to sign for Bath. And obviously life comes full circle and now the boy's back at Maidstone.
It does. To be fair, we were actually on the bus the other day and I was being quite loud and someone was like, "Oh, do you want to get released?" He shouted so loud, I said, "I've already been released once, mate. It's alright." It's alright. When you get released once,
The
you don't
first
care.
time was so nice, I had to do it twice. Oh, that's brilliant. And I'm Sam Bowen, for anyone that doesn't know.
League of
I am
Ireland
really.
champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Europa Conference League goal scorer as well. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
Say that a bit louder, bro. That's crazy.
And he's got
Don't
horrible
disrespect
highlights.
yourself. No. That's one thing I haven't missed.
What do
Do
you
not
mean?
disrespect yourself.
To be fair, you've got a little stain. Move your mic. Stain on the top for those audio listeners. Fortunately, you can't see his stain. It's absolutely minging.
It's part of the design. Well, at least I
Absolutely
think it is. I got it for £20 in a retro shop in Edinburgh.
Part of the design.
I promise you that's not part of the design.
That's why it was £20. But look, do you know what I mean? Like, it's only used to that really look at it and go, ooh.
And all the hundreds, I want to maybe thousands of viewers.
No,
Hundreds.
if I was passing by someone in the street and I saw that, I wouldn't bat an eye.
I'd go,
I'd be like, cool.
they've spilled toothpaste down their top.
Nah.
That's exactly what I'd say.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it
Maybe,
looks.
look. But do you know the golden rule? You don't care what anyone thinks, brother.
Damn, that's
Wow.
so cold.
Exactly.
That is so
You don't
cold.
care what
It's getting
anyone thinks.
philosophical
Hey.
already.
It's those podcasts I've been watching, baby.
Don't take hate from someone you wouldn't ask for advice from.
That's
Damn, that's the first philosophical.
episode 29 done.
That's crazy.
That was actually the coldest line ever.
Come on, brother.
My boy's come back and he's spitting facts already.
I just been, mindfulness, changing the approach,
say no more. Yeah. Say no more. Anyway, what's the...
I was gonna say, what is the subject of this with the way we're going? We might as well just talk and spoof for the whole time. But no, I think we were trying to figure out what would be a good podcast. We're gonna be shooting another one after this, obviously, because have to take advantage of all the boys being together. But I think for this first podcast, we'll talk about our lives as football fans. So our favorite memories, our first memories. Obviously, being a football fan, there's some bad memories in there as well.
I've got some bad memories right now with that outfit you're wearing.
Brother, I'm looking too
Gotta be
cold with
honest.
it.
I'm so upset that you can't see what he's wearing on his feet, on his trousers as well. He's got
Yeah, but
He's
no,
got- wait, wait.
this isn't what I would wear. It's just you have to be comfortable all over. And
He's
you're only
wearing-
going to get me chest up. You think I would go out like this? Come on.
He's wearing some Adidas gym shoes. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nice Seattle Sounders top. Understandable. The Xbox logo, if you know about FIFA, that was a big one back in the day.
Hey,
but
Obafemi Martins.
he's got school trousers on underneath. They're literally school trousers.
They're baggy sweatpants.
Bro, I've seen people wearing them to school. Look at them. The state of those.
They're baggy sweatpants.
Bro,
I know the toothpaste
No,
man is not talking right now.
please.
And I would go for you, but I like that because
Hey,
that's-
and this is shout out my boy Jordan Alves.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Bath City player, creates his own clothes.
He scored the other day as well.
He did score against Mason the other day.
No,
that?
but he scored yesterday.
You see that quick little deflection away? I knew my boy wanted to get that in. I said, yeah, we'll talk about that.
And now right back to you.
Yeah, no, seriously, no, honestly, don't disrespect yourself again on pod. Those trousers are bad.
It's about comfort, bro.
Okay. Yeah,
It's about comfort. Listen, when we're in a studio one day and you can see
It's
the
not
whole
comfortable for my
outfit-
eyes.
Hey, you could come on.
It's not comfortable for the eyes though.
Well, you can't
Think
see
about
me.
us.
To be fair, he always.
You can't
he
see
always,
me.
You can't see me. My time is now.
To be, what?
It's John
Very
Cena.
John Cena. I was actually thinking about where you're coming from.
Is that how it goes?
You can't see me.
My time is. Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I was
Maybe
right.
I wasn't allowed to watch
But to be
wrestling. I was too
fair-
crazy already.
My dad used to come in.
Hey.
He would see the wrestling on TV. It's also his birthday today.
That's what
Shout
I
out
was gonna
Dad.
say.
Yeah.
Shout out SK, man.
65 years old today.
SK.
He's not. He's 58.
Well, yeah, I know.
got
It's
a
just having a
joke,
joke
bro.
with him,
What's
bro.
funny about it?
Well, it was just for him, you know?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Damn, bro's so slow. I can see the cogs moving in his brain then.
But bro, he used to come in and I'll be watching wrestling and I'll hear him coming down the hallway. I was like, no, change it. But sometimes I couldn't get the remote in time. And he'd be like, you're not watching this again, are you? Yeah.
Oh,
Bro, I used to
really?
love Rey Mysterio, little, what was it, 619?
Facts.
Yeah. I used to do wrestling with my brother.
That's why you're so angry, bro. That makes sense.
Well, it could be one of the reasons, but I did. I used to, me and him used to wrestle. And then Oscar, when Oscar used to grow up, I used to fight Oscar as well. I used to love it. But what was that move? There was like a move where, I remember I nearly snapped my back. Like, genuinely. No, I swear to God, there was a boy who lived beside me on the same street, Tony Sheehy. We used to like...
Sorry.
Yeah.
His name is Tony
No, I swear to God, I swear to God.
Tony Sheehy.
No, he was a menace, boys. He used to cause havoc. The amount of trouble I used to get into. Hey, shout out Tony if he's watching this, but he's definitely not.
Sheehy.
But he,
His
we
pronouns.
no,
Tony pronouns.
bro, we went to the den. It was called the den. That's where like the link up spot
Millwall,
was. It was the link up spot. And we were wrestling and stuff like that, and he had me down. I was face forward like that, and he sat on
On your back and pulls your legs.
Yes.
I know the one.
Bro,
I know the
and
one.
we were experimenting.
Who is it?
Yeah,
Is it Van Damme who does it?
I thought it was Chris Jericho.
No, it was. Yeah.
It was.
And he
Chris
sat
Jericho.
and pulls your legs.
pulled my legs back. Oh Jesus, me back.
And you're like
I
a
did, started-
scorpion.
Yeah, I started panicking, man, and then I got another story, but that's for another day. It was someone speared someone at the den. It was
Who was your favourite wrestler then?
I think just 6'1", Rey Mysterio, 619. I used
Rey
to
Mysterio.
love that.
I remember when he beat Batista, he's about half the size of him. I had, a feeling it was scripted, but part of me wanted to believe it was true. And I remember seeing him beat Batista and I was like, anything's possible, man.
I remember
I was like,
used
yo,
to,
I could beat up anyone if I just really try.
Yeah, I used to always I really wanted to go when I was a kid. I never got the chance to. Perhaps that's something that would be such good fun. But there was loads like the Boogeyman and Great Khali. You remember Great
Boogeyman
Khali?
used to scale.
Umaga. All these brothers.
Okay, Carly, you do the Carly squeeze.
Yeah, and if you see Big Justice and
The boys.
what did they
The
go on
Big
other
Show,
day?
the
It
Big
wasn't.
Show.
It wasn't. on
No,
the-
I don't think you've seen it. The AEW, whatever it's called.
Yeah, but no, the Big Show
The
was
Big
there.
Show was there. I saw
Oh,
him
he was
do
there?
They
Oh,
did a
wow.
TikTok. They did a
Show.
Oh,
TikTok,
that's
and
sick.
then my boy the Rizzler was just
The
there.
Rizzler.
So, but yeah, you need to watch that because it's funny, man. But anyway, we're going.
I think
so
without
far
any further ado, because we are a
away from-
football
Freddie
podcast.
Adu?
Yeah.
You've seen that guy on HITC Sevens. He's like, without further ado, he manages to work in a Freddie Adu reference every video. It's actually mental. But yeah, so I think we'll start off, boys. What are your first memories of going to a football match?
Shall I go first?
You can.
Right. Well, I said this in the last one, didn't I? But then it got deleted.
Yeah, so I know damn well what your answer is. Soul doesn't, at least.
I don't.
Yeah. No, I just remember.
Wait, is this the pod you did when I wasn't here? This is what you did.
We
remember?
did
the
it,
one
and
I had
then
to-
Boney calls me during his League of Ireland celebrations and goes,
Wasn't sober.
yeah, you're not going to be happy. I deleted the pod to make room for storage. I was like, all right.
Honestly, I got no story. But anyway, I remember I used to grew up a huge Chelsea fan, and must have been in school like we were talking about the Chelsea mega store, and I was like, I really want to go to the Chelsea mega store, and I said it to my mum, said it to my dad. I was like, please take me there, blah blah blah. And one evening, I think it was like a week later, my dad called me down. He was like, look, I think he'd promised me we're going on this day, and I was super excited. He was like, look, we can't go to the mega store. And like, as you can imagine, I was super upset, super bummed. And he says, we're going to the Chelsea game instead. I was like, and anyway, I remember I started crying. I was so excited. And it was Chelsea versus Newcastle. And we were laughing about it on pod when we shot it, but it was actually Damien Duff was playing in that
way.
game. Yeah,
It's
he was
crazy.
playing in that
Full
game.
circle.
Full
Yeah.
circle. Now he's obviously my gaffer, but I just remember And I'm sure everyone can relate. Like, there's such good memories that you have as a kid. Like, but that was my first ever Chelsea match. I remember we still got pictures now in my mum's house of me just smiling there with like my Chelsea hat on. And you know, like my dad's probably like, oh, why am I taking these pictures? They're for my mum. I was like, I take pictures of the game. So you got me like sat there beside the pitch and my dad just taking a picture of me.
Bro, your facial expression's so funny.
I think you've seen it.
I know. I'll put it in for the viewers.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, if I'll get the picture of my mum, we'll put it in. But it's just like me, just smiling, just so excited to be at Chelsea. But that was, like I said, I'll always remember that memory, man. It's such a beautiful memory. So for me, that's one of my favourite ones.
My favourite one might be a little bit better than yours, just because, you know, yours is Premier League.
Nice.
I think mine's probably about step 4.
That's crazy.
Clevedon Town. Basically, my nan used to be the editor of the paper in Clevedon called the Mercury. It doesn't even exist anymore. But she used to get tickets, so she knew that I liked football. And that's when I was mascot of Clevedon Town. And I've got all the photos and stuff of me going to the game. I think I might have only been about 5, but that was my first ever memory of going to games. I remember there was a striker as well called Jack. I can't remember his surname. Jack something. Oh my God, I used to love him.
Really?
I used to go every week to go watch Clevedon Town. It's so strange, really.
Yeah.
Strange. And now I play at like a higher level than Clevedon Town. But I used to absolutely idolise all the players.
It's funny you say that because, wait there, sorry Conor, but I remember going to, you know, Ashford United. Mm-hmm. Remember my team, we all had a day out at Ashford United, and Ashford United were like in step 4. And I remember I was so excited to go there with my notepad and pen to get all their signatures. And I just remember that. It's such a cool memory to have, because you remember when you're that age, you're so excited. And that's it.
Yeah, no, so that's where everyone falls in love with the game, isn't it? Like those kind of ages. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wonder what that guy is up to now.
Well, do you know what? A few years later, he got a move a little bit higher up the ladder. Sorry, and I remember like the round 1 of the FA Cup, he was the player of the round. I can't remember exactly where he went, but he actually came back to Clevedon. I think he's probably like 38 now. He came back to Clevedon and was doing like something with the first team or something with the set. Like did a little session, and I remember I saw his name. I was like, oh my God, I completely remember exactly who that was. Yeah. He must have only been like 19, 20 when he was playing.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, that's nuts, man. That's so funny.
We'll have to do a link up with him.
Yeah, imagine.
Try and get him on pod or something. Yeah, just for your sake.
But to be fair, I used to go to a lot of Bristol City matches as well because one of my best mates, Fordy. I think you both met Fordy actually. His granddad was a scout. He was actually the scout that took me to Bristol City when I was about 9, and he always used to get us free tickets. So I remember going to watch Bristol City, Albert Adomo, if anyone knows who that is. Like, I used to absolutely adore him. And then one of my first memories of like FA Youth Cup, really random, but it was Bristol City versus Man City. And I was like, oh, I really want to go to the game. Danny Sturridge scored a hat-trick for Man City. If you ever get a chance to watch the goals on YouTube, oh my God. He was just...
Danny Sturridge? As in Daniel Sturridge?
Daniel Sturridge, yeah. Was playing for Man City. Oh, he was unbelievable. I remember seeing him thinking, he is...
That's where he got his move to Chelsea, was from Man City.
Bro, he was so good. So good. Like, unplayable. And I think there's a really grainy highlights of it on YouTube. He, like, flicks the ball over someone's head, like, runs through one-on-one. No one's anywhere near as quick as him, and he was just unbelievable. I remember being maybe about 8, watching the game in the stand, thinking, what the hell?
I would say I'll put it in, but now that we can get monetized, we might lose our 50 pence for this episode.
Facts.
So,
no, don't do that.
Yeah, so hey,
every little
cost of living and all.
And to be fair, we've got to explain to them. We probably have to change our.
Yes, great. Yeah. I was gonna do that. I'm so glad that you brought that up. We're actually gonna have to. It's a shame because I've fallen in love with our intro and our outro. I really like them, but yeah, we don't own the rights to that. And now that we've hit 1,000 subscribers and we can be monetized, we won't be able to use those anymore. Or if we do, we'll have to forego any payments that we make, or payments that we receive, which, times are tough. I don't have a club at the minute, so
get that bread.
50 pence and
I just moved away from home.
As my boy Reece Greenwich says, you got to keep that bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the intro and outro is messing with our bread.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's messing with our bread.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's something that we can look back on. That's the OG theme song.
Yeah.
But it has to, like you said, it has to go, bro.
Yeah. So we might be able to keep it for Spotify, but at the minute for YouTube, we'll either have a new one or be without an intro, outro for the future. It's really hard. I spent about an hour and a half, and I've found maybe like 2 potential outros, no potential intros.
I don't think we need one personally, but that can be something we discuss off ep.
I think it'd be something cool because we're not just doing podcasts now. If we get like a little like highlight montage of like maybe clips of us playing, little clips of us together, just like funny things, and then we make that into kind of our intro with like a little bit of music behind. so that people can still say, that's the two Brits one Yank video.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a good idea. And that's actually the first we've discussed that. So definitely going to be something we'll discuss off camera. But yeah, I would say for me, my first ever game, I don't remember, obviously everything that happened in it. A lot of it is going through and watching highlights. But I went to Chelsea versus Southampton, which is, I think, the first game of the season that Chelsea won the league with like record points at the time, Mourinho's first season. And I remember getting to the ground, you just walk in, see the stadium for the first time. You're like, this is mental. I mean, you're 4 or 5 years old and you just see 40,000 seats. It's probably the most amount of people you've ever seen in like one place at a time. And I remember Chelsea, I don't remember the goal, but conceded after probably 30 seconds. And I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, why is everyone upset? And then, they ended up winning 2-1. And I went to a ton of games that season. That is the season that I just fell in love with football. It was probably the best Chelsea team ever. Like prime Mourinho, so charismatic, always giving it on the touchline. And you can imagine being like 5 years old, like watching that. It was just me done from there. Just fell in love with it. So yeah, that was me. My first experience as a football fan.
That's cool, man. And now he's Chelsea mad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
I would love to one day be able to go like home and away. Just obviously not for forever, but just for a season to just go to a bunch of away matches. I've gone to away matches before, but not in the Chelsea end. So I've gone incognito. Went West Ham last season thinking they would win. They lost 3-1, and there were some proper geezers around me, and I'm like, I really can't give anything away here.
What did you do like when West Ham scored?
I just stood up.
And
I just stood. No, I didn't clap, but I stood up. I stood up because I was like, if I sit down, like they're gonna know, but I'm not clapping. But they were it was like the best day of the season so far for West Ham. They were all buzzing, and I was so annoyed. Chelsea played I remember Mudryk, and I love Mudryk, and I really hope he can come good. He came off the bench. He was so bad. He had a shot from about 6 yards out that went for a throw-in, and I was just like, what is going on with this club at the minute? But they ended up turning it around like towards the end of that season, but it was a rough day. They're
looking good now as well.
Yeah, they look really good. I like Enzo Maresca. I think he's done some good things. I wasn't over the moon getting rid of Poch. I would have kept him if it was, my decision. It's not. But yeah, Enzo Maresca, he's done really well. So yeah, long may continue, and hopefully, I set the season. I want us to finish 4th. That would be my goal. So hopefully, we get top 4. It looks good so far, but it's a very competitive league this season.
I really enjoy watching Chelsea though, especially like the way they're playing now. Like they take a lot of risks, and they're just a lot of young English players within the squad. I think it's just so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, one thing I like about Maresca as well is he from the outside it seems like he's kept a really good morale amongst the team, and it's hard because there's a lot of players, but he's ruthless at the same time. Like Sancho was struggling against Liverpool, yanked him at half.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't mess about.
And he come out a few weeks back and said that thing about Reece James as well. Saying that he wants to see more of him as captain, like he's a leader, he should be more vocal.
Is it true he's done his hamstring again?
Yeah.
Changing room.
I think it was just precautionary. Like I don't know how long he'll be out for.
Bless
but
him, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
and
it is tough.
And I assume they're trying everything. And I just hope he can just get out of it because he is talent-wise an absolute joke. He'll come back from a year out and he'll just drop a masterclass in his first start, and you're just like, what? And then he'll be out injured again.
Sorry, bro, carry on.
I think he gets better every time he comes back from injury, which is mental.
The thing that worries me is that he is with world-class physios as well.
Yeah.
And if you're not recovering with that level of care, I don't know. But like you said, he's unbelievable. I think he's so good. So I'd love to see him come back and go on a run of just playing consistently. The thing is with him, once he gets a little niggle, it's like the media find out, and it's just like...
Yeah, that's where it becomes a bit unfair. It's like, Saka missed 2 games after England duty with a hamstring, right? And it's like, oh, okay, it's fine. But it's when you have that built-up injury record and then you miss a game, it becomes a big deal.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you missed a game away at Leicester, newly promoted Leicester, which Chelsea won quite comfortably. Wasn't that comfortable in the last 2 minutes, but it's really not that big of a deal. So hopefully he gets back and just uses this season to build consistent minutes.
There we go.
All right, should we go on to what is our favorite memories of football fan that we weren't in the stadium for? So just our favorite memory supporting club or country. Okay, so we'll start with you. What's your favorite memory in your life as an Arsenal and England fan?
I'm gonna go for. I was in the stadium for it, but it was basically a memory of my dad. So, if you don't know, or like, I was very good friends with Regan Booty, who was here at Maidstone, and lucky enough for me, he was very good friends with Aaron Ramsdale. So he used to go to quite a few games to get his tickets. And one game we were trying to go to Arsenal Man United on a Sunday, and Ramsdale said he couldn't get his tickets. I was like, absolutely fine. And then late on Sunday morning, he said, "Oh, I managed to get you 2, but Regan already organised to do something else." And I was like, "Oh, it's a bit annoying." And Ramsdale was like, "Well, you can still go to the game if you want. You've got someone else to bring." And I was like, "Oh, my dad would love to come to this game." So my dad drove all the way up from Bristol to come to the game.
No
Ramsdale
way.
put the tickets in my name. Like, it's so cool. I've only met him a few times. And it was the Arsenal Man United game where Rashford scored. Then we went 2-1 up. They equalised. And then Eddie Nketiah scored in like the 95th minute right in front of us. And the atmosphere in the stadium was honestly one of the best. And just me and my dad as well. That was just some of the best memory in football. Like, to be actually in the stadium there, unbelievable. I sat next to Fred's missus, as in the Man United player Fred's missus. I was hammering all game, just taking the mick with her, and she was like having good banter with us. Like, it was so good. She walked straight out of the stadium as soon as they conceded, like saying some.
Did you say bye?
Saying some things in Portuguese. She did say bye to us,
Oh,
and there
that's
was,
nice.
but at first was saying some explicit things in Portuguese. But nah, it was honestly unbelievable. And like, you know, after an unbelievable win, that the crowd just stayed in there for like a good half an hour after. Like, it was just
Sick.
absolutely rammed. Everyone in there just like living in the moment. It was honestly, it was crazy.
Yeah, what about you, bro?
And a big thank you to Ramsdale for
Yeah.
letting me
I was
do
going to
that,
say, you
'cause
must
that
have
was-
felt like a baller going in.
That was meant-
My boys left the tickets for Sol Angel
Went
Smith.
to the ticket office when
Times 2.
Aaron's left me 2
Oh,
tickets.
that's cold, bro. If only he was on TikTok then.
Yeah,
That would have taken off.
First name basis and all.
Boy,
Rambo.
as in my favourite memory in football at a stadium.
No. So your favorite as a Chelsea or England supporter, you could be in the stadium for it. We obviously, the first one was your first memory going to a stadium.
Yeah. You know what, I'm going to change my answer actually. Because I think in the last pod that I deleted, I think I said it was Chelsea winning the Champions League final against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, you did. I
it
think.
was, wasn't it? But I think I'm going to go for... I was in the stadium at Arsenal versus Burnley, I believe. I don't think it was Burnley. I've just killed it there. But it was Giroud's scorpion kick.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there. Me, my
I
granddad.
think it was Palace. It's
Yeah,
Palace.
Palace.
yeah.
It was me, my granddad. You know my granddad, obviously huge Arsenal fan. So we were buzzing just to get him the tickets. I think it was like a Christmas present, and he was buzzing to be there. And then out of nowhere, Giroud scores that unbelievable goal, and I just remember seeing him so excited. Like, these are memories that when my granddad passes away. Sorry to go deep, but that's something that.
He's in good health right now, bro.
He's in great
Yeah.
health
Damn,
right
it's
now.
not 10
But
fate, brother.
you see.
That's a mental thing to say, bro.
No, but you know what I mean.
Nah,
as I get older, they're the memories that I'll remember with my family, with my granddad, and I think that's just, it has to be up there for it because it was such an iconic goal, and
Wow.
somehow I'm there in the corner. Like, literally, boys, I was literally, the goal was like in the corner of the room there, so you can imagine the view that I've got of it, and we were buzzing. It was me being a fake Arsenal fan, but
Yeah, I was going to say,
Still.
some Chelsea supporter he is. His
Yeah.
favourite memory supporting his
I
team
know.
because an Arsenal.
But
one.
it's sentimental because he's got a family member. in
I
there.
respect that. I respect
There
that.
you go. Go on, Cook.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's a tough one. So I was lucky enough to get tickets to when Chelsea beat United in 2006, right before the World Cup, and they won the league. So I've seen them lift the title. I think I talked about it in my podcast, actually, but Mourinho threw his medal in the crowd, which I'll always remember. I thought that was so cool. It was the game Rooney broke his metatarsal before the 2006 World Cup. So yeah, that was. I remember them, all the Chelsea fans, like booing when he was down, and then they realized he was actually properly injured, and the World Cup was about 6-7 weeks away, and then they were all quite nervous, and he got applauded off the pitch. But yeah, I'm actually gonna say Chelsea winning the Champions League just because they had so many, teams that it looked like they would, and they fell short, whether it was through dodgy refereeing decisions like Barcelona or John Terry slipping. I remember I had a baseball match at that time, and my mom recorded it, and the recording ran out in penalties. So we looked up the thing and we saw John Terry in tears. So I thought it was happy tears and Chelsea won, celebrating. My mom's like, Conor, like they lost. And I was like devastated. But yeah, I would say
His
that.
brother's mental as well. We were recording
He did it. He
games.
did it for the other day, bro. We went to go and record my boy Tops for the TikTok content. He said, "I'm going to record the Newcastle West Ham game."
Yeah.
And he's like, don't tell me the score.
I just put my phone away. It's fine.
Just don't tell me the
does it
score.
all the time.
I messaged somebody in the chat the other day and he was like, don't tell me the score, don't ruin it. I said, what? And he said, oh, I've got to record, I'm not the
I
house.
don't mind it. I don't
And
mind
you've
it.
watched the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, I had my phone on myself and then I just watch it. It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
brother's
listen,
different,
I
man.
have no input on what happens in the game regardless. So
I don't
if
mind
it's 2 hours before, as long as I don't find out, it's the same viewing experience for me. But yeah, I would say it was that Chelsea 2012 Champions League final. Like I had my whole family together watching it. We actually watched that game about 30 minutes recorded because it was my last game of the season and our coach was talking to us for ages and I was like, okay, like get a move on, like I gotta go watch the Champions League final. And yeah, we ended up catching up to it in penalties, but yeah, it was such a good memory. That team was, compared to classic Chelsea teams, so poor. Like Ryan Bertrand got his first start in the Champions League in the final and yeah, ended up winning on penalties. Drogba's last kick in a Chelsea shirt before coming back about 2 years later, but that was just magical. Like I was so happy, you know, and yeah, we popped open kid champagne, so sparkling apple juice. I think we have a picture of all of us outside, like holding up the champagne. I'll try to put it in, but yeah, what a memory. It was so much fun.
That's class.
Yeah. All right, so now we'll move on to, actually, I want to do this one first. We'll do your favorite ever, or the most excited you've ever been for a transfer that your club has made. You know, I'm sure growing up, you had a few as Arsenal linked with everyone under the sun while you were growing up.
So many links. I remember always watching like transfer deadline days and just hoping that Arsenal were going to get big signing, because there was a point in time where Arsenal were not signing anyone as well.
Yeah.
Like we were really struggling. So we've already discussed it before, but when Mesut Ozil, when I heard that he was signing for Arsenal, at least there was talks of it and I could see everyone outside the Emirates, it was absolutely mental, and that was definitely the most excited I've ever been to watch a player. And I think that people have mixed opinions on Ozil, but as a football lover and as an Arsenal lover, I absolutely love him. Like, I don't know how you can't just enjoy watching the way he plays. Like, he's just majestic.
So good.
He's just majestic.
So
He's magical.
good.
The way he can control the football, the way he dictates, how everything is at one pace. So casual, but he can just cut open a defence with ease.
Have you seen the compilations of his assists? And there's the pass that he has when he just stamps it.
Yeah,
Those
the
will bounce.
Euros, right?
Those will bounce.
And then the goal against Ludogorets.
No, that's mental.
And you slow that down in slow motion. It's
Have you
just
seen
like,
them
it's
with
like poetry. Have you seen it with the Titanic music?
Bro, he's just, you know what? He was probably in the wrong team in the sense that, you know, they didn't have like the cutting edge players to really go for a league. I think if you put him in like a modern Man City, you would actually talk about him as like the best Prem midfielder ever. Say he won, you know, 5 titles with Guardiola, and his style and his vision. I mean,
It's a very good shot,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
because
it's
he
just-
hasn't won titles and he hasn't got loads of accolades. He sort of not gets underrated, but you don't put him into the conversation with like David Silva.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Have you
exactly.
have you seen him now as well?
he
He's
is
a beast.
so
Bro's
strong.
on so much testosterone, and Trent is a joke.
My boy's got a
Without
hold
doubt.
of something. Yeah, he's got a hold of
There's
something.
another player actually, and that's Alexis Sanchez. I wasn't as maybe excited initially as I was for Ozil, but the impact that he had coming to Arsenal, he was unbelievable. Especially that, remember when he went through 1-on-1 away at West Ham? He like did the fake shot over the ball and then dinks the keeper.
so good.
Like he was just a different level. He was almost unplayable that season.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
then-
shame to see. He didn't really kick on them
No.
when he got a move to United, did he?
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
So, right, yeah, it was just
He said he wanted to go back straight away. You know, that's
Yeah.
after his like first day or something.
yeah, he was like, this was not for him.
Yeah, and it didn't work out the other way.
That was heartbreaking, by the way.
Mkhitaryan as well.
That was heartbreaking when he left, and he's playing the piano.
Oh, I mean, that was such a cold.
That was so much rage bait.
It rings a bell, but I can't remember it now.
He was
I'll have
playing
to
Glory,
watch it
Glory, Man
after.
United on the piano as like his announcement video.
Yeah.
And I remember just seeing it and thinking, this brother, man.
Yeah.
It'd be your own brothers.
It'd be your own brothers. Because, bro, can you remember when Colaccini signed for that team in France? And you ripped off the Arsenal top?
No, Koscielny.
What did I say?
Colaccini.
Colaccini. The
Koscielny
Newcastle brother.
ripped off and had a
Yeah.
Bordeaux shirt underneath. I was like,
Bro.
That was like, there wasn't even any rumours or
That's what I
anything. That was
mean.
before Fabrizio Romano ruined transfers.
Yeah.
I love him, and it's so great that we can know like the ins and the outs, but you do like miss just going on a news website and being like, wait, we've signed what?
Yeah.
Like now like João Felix's agent had lunch today.
Yeah.
Like they just tell you.
Or it's on Sky Sports breaking news when that yellow bar comes up and you've seen something, you're like, oh my God.
There actually used to be like, on the final day of the transfer window, deadline day, you used to be able to just watch it for hours because there'd be something new popping up all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just ruined.
Yeah, it's not the same.
No.
What about you?
I wanted to ask you first because
Okay. Yeah.
I have mine in my head, but you might trigger something. So
Okay. Yeah, I would say for me, I actually found out through my mom because I wasn't watching Sky Sports with the time difference. My mom was like, Chelsea have signed Fernando Torres, and I was like,
hit me up top.
I was like, I was like, excuse you? I was so excited.
50 M's.
50 million,
Yeah.
which might not. You could get that for an academy player now, but back then that was a massive sum. And I remember he didn't score for his first, I think it was 14 games. And then he was through against West Ham. The pitch is so wet. He dribbles the keeper. The ball gets stuck. The keeper goes, and then he just has an open goal. And yeah, I thought he would kick on from there, but never really happened for him. But he is a bit of like a cult hero at Chelsea. He worked his socks off, and he ended up having, after we won the Champions League season, I think in all competitions he broke 20 goals. So not what you signed him for, but I think he ended up being a good player for Chelsea. He won the corner that Drogba scored on when we won the Champions League. So yeah, you could say that was worth 50 million in itself. But yeah, he's definitely looked back on fondly by Chelsea supporters, but it never really worked out. But this summer, I was buzzing for João Felix. I fell in love with him the first, not like that, but
Hey, he's cold though.
he's a good looking guy. But I fell in love with a lone player, which you're not supposed to do. Went back to Atleti and then Barcelona, and just seems like he hasn't really found a home as a player, and he's so good. So hopefully we could be the team for him. But yeah, he's been great to watch this season in Conference League.
And his vlogs are cold.
Oh, I watch all of them every time. Yeah. So yeah, those would probably be the two. And shout out Pulisic as well. I was buzzing when he came back to Chelsea.
The LeBron James of
The LeBron James of soccer. But yeah, he's doing bits at Milan. Again, didn't really worked out for him at times, but not totally. But yeah, I would say it would be Torres. Yeah, what about you?
I'd say the same. I think honourable mentions as well goes to Fabregas. I was really
Great
excited.
shout. Great
really
shout.
I was going to ask after this, what was the worst transfer?
Right,
Like, what's the most heartbreaking transfer? Someone leaving your club, and I was going to say Fabregas.
Right. Oh yeah, that's a good
Bro,
shout.
remember after the World Cup when they forced the Barca shirt on him? He's an Arsenal player, and they forced the Barca shirt on top on
In
him
the
in
Euros.
the celebrations. I'm there like,
Euro
I'm
2012.
like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
and
I can
that was
imagine.
heartbreaking.
I
Yeah.
can imagine you would have been fuming.
That was
But I remember taking a screenshot of him with the Chelsea top and posting it on my Instagram. Obviously, it's deleted now.
I got actual post.
Yeah, actual post because I was that excited. And also Shevchenko coming to Chelsea. I don't like. I sort of remember it, but I just remember like
I had a Shevchenko Chelsea time.
really.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
remember being like really excited because we signed Shevchenko, and I think then his debut was against United in the Community Shield.
Yeah.
We got beat 3-0 on penalties.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was in
That
Cyprus.
2007 season.
I was
yeah.
in Cyprus, and there used to be it used to be called the Woody. It's like a little pub in Cyprus that we used to go to and watch the football before you had like the fire sticks and stuff. And yeah, I just remember being so excited to go to the pub, the Woody, because he was playing. But Torres is for me the big one. Like I was just you said, I was super excited. I remember speaking about it in school. Everyone being like, yeah, but he hasn't done it for Liverpool recently, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then when we signed him, I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I saw Jamie Carragher say about that he was after the World. I think he had like knee issues, like cartilage issues or whatever. And after the World Cup, he wasn't really the same player. But I think he scored a brace against Chelsea, and Roman Abramovich was like, "We need him." And when Roman Abramovich said, "We need you," usually we got
brothers
them.
go. Those
Yeah.
brothers go.
My brother pulled the trigger straight away.
Yeah,
those
I
brothers
mean,
go.
I miss that guy. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Football Manager in real life.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But yeah. So do you want to do least favorite or most heartbreaking transfers?
Yeah, most heartbreaking. I'll say another one as well. Obviously, Thierry Henry, when he left to go to Barca.
Oh, that must have.
Oh my goodness, that cut me deep.
That must have hurt.
That definitely cut me deep. But I guess Fabregas, Henry, and both to Barca as well. That they were the two big dogs for me that really hurt.
Especially like after losing that final to Barca probably the year before.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That couldn't have been nice. It's probably your best ever Prem player as well.
I reckon he's up there with the
Best of all time, in Prem. Yeah. And yeah, he still had a good few years at Barca as well. Won the Champions League with them. But yeah, I would say, you know what really hurt was Lukaku coming back. Like I was
Coming back.
Lukaku.
It's when he came back to us.
Where were the Timberlands? The
Oh my
Timberlands
God.
up.
I remember Poet and Vuj. You remember that YouTube show on Kappa 90? I used to watch them, and I remember Vuj saying that Lukaku plays football in Timberlands and jeans.
You've seen the picture?
Yeah.
There's a few out now where he wears his Crocs as well. He wears the Crocs.
No, but I would say it was Lampard leaving because I was really happy. He's coming to play about an hour from my house at New York City FC. But then they kind of did that dodgy loan deal where he was contracted to Man City for longer than was advertised, and then he scored against us. And then we won the title that year, and he wasn't a part of it. So I'd say that probably hurt the most. We haven't had too many transfers that really hurt.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, Hazard leaving, but he didn't really kick a ball.
He
after
didn't
that.
come.
But I was
come
at
out
that
to anything
age then
after.
where I was like,
I was 19.
I wasn't,
Yeah, you're not
I
gonna be
wasn't really a
heartbroken.
super fan anymore.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to love Hazard, by the way. But like before he signed, when I used to play my little PSP, I always used to sign him, him and Lukaku with like the two young guns. I always used to sign.
Really?
Belgian link up.
Yeah, and then when he went to Chelsea, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I used to one of my flexes. I used to sign Isco before he went to Real Madrid. Yeah.
Really?
I noticed that brother from when he was a young baller. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went on to have the career he's had.
Sorry, did you give us your least? Or yeah, yours was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really-
Yeah.
I can't. That's what I mean. I can't really give you one. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like you said, that we haven't had many where it's been super up. There probably is, but like
Not off the top of my head.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that shows probably that you're a ambitious club that
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
really selling any of their best players when they're at their peak. Do you know what
Exactly.
I mean, Hazard wanted to leave for about 3 years.
Yeah.
It was like every year.
Exactly.
He was
I mean?
going
You know,
to
they,
Real
like,
Madrid.
they gave his brother, like Killian, they gave him like a new deal every year.
Yeah.
They're like, if I'm still here, he has to get a deal.
Yeah.
We had Killian and Thorgan on Chelsea's books. The whole Hazard family was on Chelsea's books.
And
That's how
apparently, I've
serious
heard
it was.
stories and Killian was stinking out the place. Just
Really?
like shocking, yeah.
Really?
Thorgan's
Like,
a
nowhere near
very good player.
Yeah, but
and
Killian...
he was the one that would go on loan, and then Killian would be in like the reserves, and you'd see him in like training videos, and he just looks like a bad version of.
Where's Thorgan now? Because he was at Dortmund. Is he still at
Is he
Dortmund?
at Mönchengladbach now? or-
Yeah, I
Could
think
be,
he's
yeah.
at
Good shout.
Mönchengladbach.
Good ball knowledge.
But, yeah, I don't
Watch
know
us all
if
be
it's-
wrong. Watch us all be wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna be in like Saudi Arabia or something.
100%.
So you know that like his whole family Hazard are like professionals. Like his sister, his mum, and his dad were
Really?
like all professionals.
Yeah. Oh, I
You
mean,
can see where
I was looking the other day.
it stems from.
What's the Yaya Toure when he goes? He just had the large posterior.
I was looking. You know, it's actually like his career ended at 28. Effectively, he retired. He's 33 right now.
Yeah.
Think of how long he should have kept playing. Yeah, that's probably the saddest part of it is that he's just not playing anymore.
I don't think he just didn't have the mindset for it anymore. Did
Yeah,
he?
just
Killed him.
Logged off.
yeah.
Yeah, checked out.
But yeah, let's go to our to end it, our biggest heartbreaks in football. I think for this it kind of has to be more national team related because you have, well, as Chelsea fans everything gets corrected for us, like we've won everything, but for you your club heartbreaks might be a bit more final. You haven't won the Champions League.
Champions League final, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially going 1-0 up so early.
Yeah, that
The red
sending
card,
off
Jens Lehmann.
Jens Lehmann. Oof.
And straight in front of Eto, that was heartbreaking. But definitely for the international wise, I think the World Cup semi-final, not making it, I think that was mental.
Over the 2 Euro finals.
I think just because I felt like we had to get to the World Cup final that year, even though we're going to go play France, or whatever, I still think that the World Cup semi-final that really cut deep.
Wow, I'm surprised at that.
Especially leading, like obviously the Euro finals are heartbreaking, but for me a Euro gets nowhere near a World Cup, nowhere near.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of the international final. I'm a big Messi fan over Ronaldo, so I'll be lying if I said the World Cups can compare to the Euros. But even when Ronaldo just won the Euros, I was saying that he couldn't even get anywhere near Messi. And I said international tournament, But I don't know, with that World Cup final, that semi final, especially Kieran Trippier, the goal, I just felt like we were unstoppable. I don't know why.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a tournament England went in with no expectation. So it was like they were almost riding a wave, and then it just got cut.
Even this year, this Euros, we were rubbish. Like I felt like we were just rubbish. Like,
I think the first Euros was hurt more than this one. I think
100%.
because that was in England as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for me, no.
Well,
So
yeah,
I
because
was-
where you were watching it, that was your
Where I
own
was
doing
watching
though.
it. I would have told you about it, but I was in the a bar called Dicey's. Anyone that's from Ireland will know Dicey's. But it's like it's known for reggaeton and Spanish. Oh, of course, I took you there last week. Sorry, bro. So I did. It's just basically
It's miles off it.
It's just Spanish and Portuguese. And I said to my friend, it was like my first week back, I think.
Yeah.
My second week back. And he was like, should we go and watch it? I was like, yeah, sweet. He was like, right, let's go Dicey's. And of course, I just walk in and the whole place is full of Spanish people. And then Spain go up and it's like, vamos, vamos, vamos. And then I had to leave at half time because I can't do this. I'm getting stressed out. And then went back home. No, sorry. They scored the second half right at the start. But every time there was like a bad challenge and stuff, they'd be like giving it. I was just like, I can't, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. And went back home and then we lost. And I was like, oh, I would have loved to have won to have rubbed it in. But
when Luke Shaw scored in the other Euro final, I actually thought, oh my God, we're going to do this. Like,
I thought so as well.
And obviously then it went to penalties, like that was heartbreaking. But that so much more than the recent one. So much more for me.
it's annoying because I've never been in England during a major tournament. So like if I was in England, I'd be going out with my friends, with you boys, like really embracing it, like being with English fans. But I haven't had that.
Right, we were already planning, like, we're like, right, we're going straight, we've got a taxi
That's
booked,
what I mean.
we're going straight into Bristol. We're just gonna, the whole night should be in the Bristol, like, we're just be in the streets.
I had such FOMO when it was Italy versus England because Biceps was going out with all the boys into town with their England tops on. It was just me sat in Dublin on my
It's not how you want to watch an
No,
international.
exactly.
And
That's
it's
what
not
I
like
mean.
anyone in Ireland's gonna be
No,
supporting.
Jesus, no. They're cheering for the opposition
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But I've never. That's what I want to experience is being in that, being with my friends, being with English people when we do well in a major tournament.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's one that was heartbreaking. You boys will laugh. This is the difference, I guess, between English and American football. To be fair, you didn't qualify for the Euros in 2008, which I'm sure was tough. But the 2018 World Cup final, we were miles away from the World Cup final. 2018 last round of CONCACAF qualifying, U.S. versus an already... What are you boys laughing at?
Sorry.
CONCACAF. Sorry, bro. No, I'm gonna let
The
you.
U.S. versus an already eliminated Trinidad and Tobago. We played them in like their Olympic stadium, and it was flooded the day before. And the U.S. social media kind of took the piss out of the stadium, and like they had people doing piggybacks across to get onto the pitch, like talking about how bad the pitches are. And I guess that really woke up the Trinidad players. All we needed was a draw.
My boy Kenwin.
And we lost 2-1 to Trinidad, an island of maybe 3 million people. We're 330, and we lost. And we watched the World Cup from home. So that wasn't even like I wasn't even upset. I was just
brother
angry.
was tweeting. I know brother was tweeting.
Duh.
Well, I'd love to go back and see those.
I had to delete all my tweets when I went to Duke. I was so scared of getting in trouble. I don't really have anything bad, but I just saw like a documentary of like people losing scholarships. I was like, delete everything. But yeah, man, that was a tough one. I will say, watching the 2021 Euros, I was about to play Stroudy in a summer league game, and
Let's get emotional, damn.
He does. He gets emotional on pod.
this one really hurts.
He
But
gets emotional on pod.
I watched. So in New Jersey, there's a lot of Italian Americans, and they probably found out that Italy wasn't in the last World Cup like the day the World Cup started. Like a lot of them don't follow football, and then the major tournaments come around and they're right back to their roots. It might be 5 generations ago, but they're diehard Italian football fans. So I watched in a pub with all Italians before going to play Peter in our summer league game, and I was in my England top, and England lost on penalties, and people were like giving it to me, and I'm like you don't even know anything about, like, they probably...
Bro was stressed.
They probably didn't know a single player out there, and they're like celebrating in front of me. That one was a tough one, but
Right, well that's a perfect way.
We just had
We just had to take a cut, so we had to restart.
Pretended that right.
That was a perfect way to end it. Yeah, now my boy's got to go. He's going to the gym now, so that's no, genuinely.
He's got to go earn that halloumi later.
Yeah. No, you can't be putting halloumi
If I
in
get
spag
back
bowl.
and you're
Oh,
eating
I was gonna say.
halloumi on the spag bowl and you're having a whole slab of it as well, I'm gonna slap you, bro.
Tell you
Oh, you
what,
have it on the side.
He has it on everything else.
here, bro.
He has ketchup though,
Take
No to garlic bread tonight.
take
He
the
did say no garlic
and
bread
no
tonight.
ketchup tonight.
what? Are you
Ketchup
mad?
with spaghetti.
No, but Nan's
Yeah, you
put-
do.
No, he doesn't.
But Nan's putting
I'll get
garlic
that,
bread
he
in
doesn't.
for us, no? Nan's putting garlic bread in for us.
Don't disrespect yourself. Of course she is.
We're on a cut, bro.
No, but obviously
Brother, you're
I've-
cutting.
Bro,
You're
I've only
cutting.
had 800 calories today. It's 5 o'clock.
That's what a cut is, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I only have about that as well. I need to go eat.
That's what, bro. We'll go get some food.
Yeah, me too.
But now a great way to end it. Good
Yeah.
pod. Good to have you back, bro.
It's nice
Yeah.
to be back.
Good to have you
good
back.
to be back with everyone.
We'll have a 5-minute stop and then we'll go
We'll
get,
get the next one going.
we'll get episode 30 going. But no, shout out to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to go and follow us on the socials. If you haven't, subscribe, like, share it, all that good stuff.
And thanks for all the love. Obviously, I come back
yeah.
to Maidstone. I can really feel the love. And the reception I got the other day yesterday was heartwarming. A lot of goosebumps. So it's nice to be back.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back.
All right. Well, thanks. I was gonna say thanks for
Bro,
everything.
stop getting
guys.
emotional.
Bros,
pod.
bros,
No,
actually-
seriously, I'm
I'm cutting this. I'm cutting this.
I'ma
Bye,
sack you.
people. Thank you.